Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Redskins squeeze out a 4-point victory. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Mike Peterson sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. It's a torn calf muscle, and the doctors are estimating he'll be out for 8 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Joe Horn is probably the one that most leaps out at you. X-rays confirming the original diagnosis, it's a broken ankle, and that'll keep him out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now the big story of the day. Lavernius Coles will be on the sidelines for a while, and that is not good news for his club. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
In an AFC South matchup, we had the Jaguars pick up win number 2. The Dolphins drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. Derek Mason pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Titans beat the Chargers. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Morton will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 5 years, $4.9 million, plus a $1.4 million signing bonus. Pratt is also on the move as he signs a robust 5-year contract with the Chiefs. Jimmy Kennedy is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket too. 6 years, $7.3 million, plus a $1.4 million signing bonus.
Down in the sunny skies of Arizona, we had the Cardinals tweak to a 1-point victory. 49ers, Bills. Anthony Wright calls the signals at the 24-yard line. And a quick rollout. Boy, he has some time. What a bullet! Touchdown! The Bills win this one by the final score of 27-24. Boy, up at Invesco Field at Mile High, we had the Broncos get squeezed out by 4 points. The Colts racked up over 150 rushing yards in their win at the RCA Dome. The Chiefs won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Saints. Corey Chavis had yet another productive game, keeping his streak alive, but in the end, it wasn't enough to get the win. Kyle Baller threw for a ton of touchdowns and helped his Ravens beat the Eagles. Rams, Packers. Steven Jackson is inside his own 20. Gets the handoff, goes off right tackle. The defense must have been fast asleep. The midfield, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. 82 yards. The Rams go on to win this by the final score of 20-10. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Patriots pick up win number 7. And in our final game, we had the Bears come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And now that most teams have 7, 8, 9 games under their belts, we're starting to get a pretty good sense for which guys are going to be blue chippers come draft day. Phelps is a guy, for starters, that I think truly has very few negatives in his game right now. 6'2", 206, out of Indiana. And this is someone that I've had my eye on for a while now. He's one of the best hitters in the draft and also possesses great football knowledge, the kind of which it's often hard to teach. He's a natural back there. Ortiz is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but expect there to be plenty happening between now and April.
So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.